One thing I want to talk about, gifted people are often misunderstood.
I feel that way also.
Okay, and I know I could talk to you about this. Okay, and I don't know if you, as my daughter, I don't deal into your home life. That's one thing I'm really big on. Okay, the reason why is I never want to have to take responsibility for you again.
Yeah.
So I don't deal into it. If you and your husband are fighting in the yard and fist fighting and stuff,
That's usually how we do it. We don't usually fight in private. We usually make sure there's an audience. That
I
way
don't
we
say
can
it.
get, am I right or is he right opinions.
Right. But your mom and I, we didn't share a lot of our marital problems with you kids because we tried to create a home type atmosphere, something that was welcoming.
Homey.
But we had problems. And this morning, for example, okay? Now I try to be nice and courteous, but it comes off as being a smart aleck.
Because usually you kind of are. Hey, you usually try to hide that under there.
Okay. All right, let me give you this scenario.
Yeah, give me the scenario.
So this morning.
See, this is what I was talking about. You do it in public, that way you can get am I right or they right opinions.
So this morning, okay, I leave her plenty of time to get ready. I tell her, go get ready, honey. Take time, and you go in there, and I sit down. I'm in the living room and stuff like that. And I said, are you ready yet? Yeah, I'm ready. I said, so I go in there, and she says, let me just put my curling iron here, and let me just do this there, and I'll move over to the side of the sink. I said, honey, I have a ritual that I go through, and I follow a system and a pattern. And well, she says, you don't have to be a smart aleck about it. I said, honey, I'm not trying to be well, don't be old poor pitiful me, she says. And I said, honey, I'm not being old poor pitiful me. I'm just saying, and she says, well, why don't you tell me, just get the heck out of the bathroom.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, get the heck out of the bathroom. Then all of a sudden, I'm a smart aleck. Okay.
See, I think that's why the way me and Andrew speak, we are very crass. Like if I'm
Right.
like, move out of my way, and he'll say the same thing
Right.
to me. We don't have those problems. There's no
Yeah.
oh, you're being no. We
Right.
outright say, get the heck out of my way. I need in there, or you're in my way. You're bugging me. I need some space here.
See, I try to be
don't run into
courteous.
that.
I try to be courteous, but I'm older, and I say, I'm trying to be courteous to you, honey. Well, why don't you just? And then she goes in there, but anyway, I just think it's where I'm gifted and I'm misunderstood.
Yeah, I feel like that a lot. Yeah, I guess that's why I try to explain myself, because I'm also gifted and misunderstood. I try to help the others understand me better.